Hi, I'm Arthi Karthik, and this is my journey. In the first episode of How's the Josh, I have with me a multifaceted fauji wife. She is a painter, she is a poet, she is a writer, she is a stand-up comedian, she is a model. I have with me Mrs. Harpriya Bains.
Thank you so much, Arthi. Thank you for having me here. It's a joy.
So tell me, generally I have seen that Fauji husbands are quite supportive of the
Yes.
wives wanting to do something
Yes.
out of their own comfort zone.
Yes, yes.
And looking at you, I'm sure your husband has been a very, very supportive man.
Yes.
And is there any message that you want to give him, through How's the Josh?
Oh, wonderful. That's nice. I think he'll be happy to hear it. Absolutely. My husband has been very supportive. And he jokingly, when I wanted to, art of course has been going on a lot. Modeling came now and stand-up came now. So he's been very supportive. And in fact, he jokingly said, when I talked to him about modeling and stand-up, he's like, "Ja Simran ja, जी ले अपनी जिंदगी." So I said, लोगों के fathers बोलते होंगे, as for me, it's my husband who said, "Yeah, go live your life." So he's a quiet person. He's the opposite of me. He's a quiet person, and so he listens more.
Silently supports you and lets you
Absolutely, he's always been supportive, and in fact, I would say for any for us women and for me also, I can talk about myself definitely. I think the biggest hitch is you yourself. So my daughter, she writes well, and she wrote this quotation and she said, the biggest revolution that leads to evolution is in your head. So
it's all over here.
Yes, it's all over here. So actually, my husband has been pushing me for a long time, and he's been telling me, like, when the thoughts of stand-up came, especially, he said, you should do it. Why do you just keep thinking? Because otherwise, you'll be a creative person going waste. So he said, get over your hitch. I said, हाँ घर, women, we are always finding excuses. घर कैसे manage होगा?
We are always we have this guilt syndrome around us. We want to do things, and then we are guilty,
Yes.
and then we are thinking that why are we feeling guilty?
Why are we feeling guilty?
It's just that we are also trying to do something.
Yeah,
on our
absolutely.
Own. But yes,
yes,
guilt syndrome तो होता है
बहुत ज़्यादा.
बहुत
So
major
he
type.
told me, and he would always, give it a second look. What is this? हो जाएगा, घर भी हो जाएगा,
exactly.
हो जाएगा, बच्चे हो जाएंगे. What is this? It's fine. I don't know why you're thinking so much. And actually, if you think men don't think so much,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
हो जाएगा,
Yeah.
big deal.
Because they don't have compartments. We
are
have
always,
compartments in our heads.
We always think, even if we are out for work, we always think at the back of our head, I hope the maid came, I hope the kids
Exactly.
got food, I hope they had something, I hope they did this. And I don't know why we can't get
I
over
just
it.
made that call at my place. कि
Yes.
आज क्या बनाए खाने में?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yes, I do understand that. So what makes you let go of that stress? I mean, did the stand-up comedy happen because as a stress buster for you, or were you always interested and then it was an evolution for you?
To be very honest, again, stand-up was nowhere on the cards. But of late, stand-up comedy has become very, popular in
Yes.
India. Also, it came out a
Yes.
lot. So I used to watch a lot of videos, and I watched a few live shows of very famous comedians. I was very inspired. So somewhere at the back of my head, like I was telling you a little while ago, my dream job was actually to be a radio jockey. For some reason, I used to find it very fascinating because I was always fond of.
It is fascinating. I have been a radio jockey, so yes,
So
it is.
yeah, I was fond of talking, and I was like, and those conversations where they call audience live, जो chats होते हैं, मुझे बड़ा मजा. Like in my car, even now, radio ही चलता है. I don't like to play a CD or something. So I love to listen to radio. So it was always a dream job, but anyways, उस time इतना मैंने उसमें जोर में I didn't get after it, I didn't never pursued it. So now when stand-up came out, I thought it was a good platform, and with all due respect to all male comedians, my only point was that there is a lot of comedy being done, which is fantastic comedy about the married life,
Yes,
but it
yes.
is all from the point of view of a man, of a
Yes,
husband,
yes,
of a
yes,
father.
Yes, yes.
Right, and I think a lot of fun has been made of the wives, and we are very, sporting enough. We are sporting enough to have taken it in a good spirit. Always, we still are, right?
Yes.
But having said that, I feel there's a lot to be said from a woman's point of view, from an average Indian housewife's point of view, and we live in such a patriarchal society. मतलब आपको दुखी होना हो तो आप जितना मर्जी दुखी होना हो, बट अगर आप उसका मजाक बनाओ तो there are so many stories, so much drama in your home every day, which is there's so much to laugh about, right? So I thought, you know, there's something has to be said, and it used to be, I used to do these jokes. I mean, not like a show, but you know, even generally chatting with my unit ladies or friends and all, I used to be like, "Oh, ये क्यों हो रहा है, वो क्यों हो रहा है?" And everybody used to laugh, and they used to say, "कि आप मैम, Mrs. Bains, आप तो हंसाते रहते हो हमको." So it was there that I think I thought I would be able to do it. So I said, let me give it a shot. I will try it, and I will discuss it with my husband. He said, हाँ, तू सारे jokes मेरे पे बना देना, no problem. So he is very graceful about it. Absolutely, I've had people tell me that, does your husband, you know, he likes these jokes. He's heard these jokes. I said, yes. do you run this?
Listener of
I know. He said, does he know your script? I said, यार, मतलब, you know, इतना तो है understanding.
About script, Ms. Bains, tell me, is a stand-up comedy script-bound, or it's extempore, or it's a mix of both, or you see the audience reaction and then you think that, no, I should be doing this as well. So how does it happen for you?
So essentially it is script based. It has to be the main content of your comedy has to be script based, because although I know of a few very famous comedians who I have heard and I've read their autobiographies are very spontaneous. They actually just have a list of, you know, just of things that they want to talk about, and then they just go and
bullet points, and then they
they are very good. They are very good. So maybe it's with experience that they've but most of them, most of us, all of us, especially for me, I mean, you have to have an essential base script.
Yes.
And
there has to be a direction to
yes,
what you're
yes.
talking.
80% of it, I would say, or rather 90% of it is the script, and 10% of it is the spontaneous interaction, obviously, with your audience, right? So it's the kind of audience who's come to watch your show. Maybe they're more men, or maybe they're more women, or a mix of both, or married people. So there are some, and you know, somebody will say something. So you know, thankfully for me, I've never had any hecklers in the show. But once in a while, somebody will say something, and you know, then you want to answer back. So a lot of it, and it has to be spontaneous, because you want to connect with the audience too. That 10% should be spontaneous, because initially you want to warm up the audience, and even you know, you want to interact. So you want to make them feel that you're a part of them. You know, you're not somebody else ऐसे ही खड़े होके बोल रहे हो. You're a part of the same community, and I'm just here to talk about the things in the society. You know, so that it's a mix of both. Yeah, but the script is very important, and it is well rehearsed.
So I mean, I remember we were chatting, and you told me that you have corporate shows.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? Does when the person approaches you from a particular company and they want you to do a corporate show for them, do they give you a list of topics, or do you tell them that I would want to talk about this? So
no, they don't give you any list. See, how you get a corporate show is that I've actually not released any YouTube videos as of now. I've just released a few Instagram reels. So somebody reaches out to you, because you know, now in this comedy world, Delhi mein bahut zyada now it's growing. So there are few people who are doing very well, and then you know, because I keep going to these
audience for this.
Yes, so and I keep going to comedy clubs. So you've made your little networking and connects. So through somebody or the other, they lead you to it, and then you just forward your reels that this is the kind of work I'm doing, and then that's about it. No, so far I have not had any.
I mean, work has just come to you. You have not gone.
No, I'm approaching, I would say the comedy club owners and all of those people. Then I unke, like, you know, बोल दे कि यार कुछ होगा तो मुझे बताना, because they are the people who've been doing it for many years. They have good contacts in the corporate world also. So I tell them that, you know, now they know कि मेरा what is my content all about. It's about marriage and all. So I tell them कि यार कुछ होगा, जैसे Women's Day है. So I had told a few of them that कुछ होगा Women's Day पे तो बताना. So because my content is all women centric and all of that. So then they just see your visuals, and if they are fine with it, then the client, so far I've never had a client who will tell me कि ये बोलना या ये मत बोलना. Generally in the corporate, the only criteria is no foul language, no religious jokes, and no political jokes.
No political, yes,
yeah, so that is most of corporates are very particular about that. So that brief is there, but besides
Apart
that,
from them,
they don't really interfere.
Yeah,
they don't interfere in your script. Yeah, they don't interfere.
Talking about the challenges, Mrs. Bains, we said it's a patriarchal society. I accept, you accept. So, how is a woman stand-up comedian viewed as? And I am sure challenges बहुत होते होंगे to go and tell a third person that, listen, take me seriously, and I am a stand-up comedian. So, what do you think about that?
See, yes, challenges are there for, I think women comics are still very less, in India.
It's very nascent stage probably.
Yes,
here,
yes,
right?
especially in India, I think so. And although we have some great women comedians who are doing so well, Aditi Mittal and Neeti Palta and Jia Sethi, such amazing work they're doing. So, but for me as a comic in the last 3 years that I've been doing it, I think acceptance by the audience is still all right. I think in fact when there's an audience who's come to watch comedy, at the end of the day, it's not about being a man or a woman, it's about being funny. If your joke is good, they will laugh, irrespective of whether you're a man or a woman. That I have seen. Initially, I used to play that card on myself and my jokes used to not work. Ki, Achha, maybe they're not laughing, maybe I was this, whatever. But I've realized once I worked on those jokes again and rewrote them and worked on them, and now there are the same jokes which have worked better, and now even the man audience is laughing on them. So ultimately as a comic you have to be funny, right? But as far as your own personal challenges, yes, women do face challenges in the sense that I think we all carry a lot of baggages. For example, for me, I can say, that I'm married and I have responsibilities, I have children. So all these comedy clubs work only in the night, 8 o'clock or so. So for me, how I started it, my husband used to come back home at 6:37 from work. Then I used to pick up the car and खाना वाना तब तक बना दिया, बच्चों का homework sort out कर दिया. Then I used to pick up the car and go to a comedy club and be back at 10:30, 11. So and then you have the same grind of आके भी कुछ laundry करना है, कुछ करना है. We have, and the house is running on a normal. You have kids, you have dogs, whatever. And in that whole scenario, to take out those 2 hours to sit peacefully and write something, so that is a challenge as a woman, that I felt that we women carry those baggages. And even if I may say, for the younger lot, like a lot of younger crowd, the girls that I see coming at comedy clubs, for them also I feel there are challenges, because I still have my own car and I drive to these clubs and come back. These girls, they come in autos or buses and metros, and they still come, and when they will be leaving at 10, तो मैं कभी-कभी अपने आप को सोचती थी कि now ये कितनी दूर जिन्होंने जाना है, कोई college campus से आ रही है, North Delhi से आ रही है. So that safety angle is there of reaching back home. Some of them have not told their parents that they are doing comedy.
Oh, really?
They would share this with us, my parents don't know that I'm doing this, because it's still not accepted. That acceptance in our own homes, that is firstly difficult for the younger crowd, and your own responsibilities. And also for women, it's not, easy to just say कि मुझे तो अपना आप ये passion pursue करना है, I don't care घर में क्या हो रहा है, मैं 4 घंटे कमरा बंद करके बैठ रही हूँ and I'm doing my work. It doesn't happen. It will never happen. We can't even go to the washroom peacefully, for God's sake, with children knocking on the door.
I absolutely agree to that.
So those challenges are there, but the audience, I would say, is receptive and is now getting evolved. I have had somebody point out to me in my initial days, a young guy said, "Madam, kitty party पे नहीं गए थे क्या आज? यहाँ पे आके comedy कर रहे हो?" So, and I just started my comedy, so I was very shaken up by that heckling, So there are people like that also. But still, I think at the end of the day, if you're funny,
overall impact now is much better than what it was.
If your comedy is good, your audience will come. And this was an advice given to me by a very famous comedian, Papa CJ, when there was a competition I participated where he was the judge, and I did very badly. I completely failed. I fumbled and I couldn't say 2 words. And he was like, listen, don't try to connect कि ये younger audience है, मैं इनके मतलब का कुछ बोल दूँ. You say what you are here to say, what is your niche in your comedy, your audience will come to you. And if you are funny, you will find your audience, people will laugh. So get your jokes right.
In the first episode of How's the Josh, that's the end. But we are going to have the conversation continuing with Mrs. Bains in the next episode. We are going to talk so much more about fauji life. How's the Josh? Keep it on. This is me, Arthi Karthik, saying thank you so much. Please like, subscribe and comment on my channel. Thank you so much once again.